And we're back.
The following announcement has been paid for by
The ENN Podcast.
He has a good energy, you guys.
Can you feel
Born.
excitement? And also,
The merchandise, wearing the hats.
Is what I'm seeing for real?
Wild here live from Lincoln Financial.
I can't wait till this video's over so I can say its name anymore.
Music.
Wow.
Again, and I hate to do this again, but these are
What the hell? What is that? Whoa! What the hell?
And more.
What's his next book gonna be called? I see that coming.
Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of the ENN Podcast. I'm professional wrestler Chris Wilde, and I can't believe it either. You're not seeing a ghost. You're not seeing a mirage. This is the real deal, and we are back. Now, after a much-needed rest, not just from the podcasting universe, not just from the YouTube universe, but just a rest from life. I am back and better than ever. And look, my absence from the YouTube world, again, didn't just have to do with rest. A lot of professional wrestling has been going on as I've become a champion. I've been to Puerto Rico. A lot of different things have went down. I've worked for the biggest companies, the smallest companies, and I'm still moving forward. And we're still doing videos. And this one, the first of the official 2023 NFL season, as we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is going to be a quick video about their victory, their 25-20 victory over the New England Patriots in Foxborough, Massachusetts, just days ago. Now, listen. First off, everybody calm down. As I speak to you, Monday Night Football is on in the background, and the New York Jets probably just lost Aaron Rodgers for the entire season. If there's one thing that I hate more than anything in the NFL, it's the injuries. I wish it was like Madden where you could just shut the injuries off, but you can't. Now let's talk about our Philadelphia Eagles. They went into that game, and look, I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. I didn't feel great about the game going in. I just didn't. For whatever reason, the Philadelphia Eagles, for the third year in a row, are on the road. This time in Foxborough, a hard place to play anyway, against probably the greatest coach of all time in Bill Belichick. Oh, and by the way, it's Tom Brady Day. I just did not like it. I didn't like the circumstance. The fact that the Eagles did not play any preseason starters together. They didn't play together. Jalen Hurts didn't even have one series. It just didn't feel right. New coordinators, they had like 5 or 6 new starters on defense. I know that number's probably wrong. But just, I felt that they should have probably played a little bit of preseason just to get everything right. I mean, yes, I understand the planned practices with the Browns and with the Colts. That's just like a preseason game in their eyes. It's not. It's just not. It's not the same situation. It's not the same venue. They needed preseason to get everything together. And look, you could tell from the very, very first drive, very pedestrian, very conservative. It felt to me like the Eagles offense, like Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni, went into a room together and they just decided that they were going to play the most conservative game. I talk about preseason. That's what this game felt like to me. It felt like a preseason football game. Now, with the conservative play calling, it was almost like they looked at the Patriots and said, look, these guys don't have much on offense. They don't have much on defense. We should be able to beat these guys with a conservative game plan, and that's exactly what it felt like. I mean, this team has A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. I'll throw Quez Watkins in there because he's a deep threat. DeAndre Swift, who we'll get to in a minute, who they got. They've got playmakers on offense, and the Eagles barely went down the field at all. Definitely in the first half, I don't even know if they went down the field in the first half. It was runs with Kenny Gainwell. It was little crossing routes. It was little pass plays to the running backs. There was just not much. There just wasn't much. Dallas Goedert, 0 catches. Again, I'll get to that in just a second while I talk about the running backs. I don't know what they're doing with this running back rotation, okay? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm told you guys to calm down, and I'm all of a sudden getting riled up. I just don't understand it. Listen, Kenny Gainwell, I have no problem with Kenny. I just don't think he's an every down back. I just don't. Played great in the playoffs. Seemed to start off the game pretty well. Sunday. But man, you've got DeAndre Swift there. He's a dynamic playmaker. Just look back to the first game of last year when we played him in Detroit. I mean, the dude was almost unstoppable. And speaking of that game, it was an ugly-ass game as well that we barely won, kind of like this one. But it was last year was against the worst defense in the Detroit Lions in Detroit, and this was against, again, the greatest coach of all time. You gave him an entire offseason to prepare for this game, which was another reason why I didn't feel great about it. But I just don't understand what they're doing with the running backs. Rashad Penny, a healthy scratch. I don't get it. You signed this guy as a free agent. I heard all about his upside, and if he can stay healthy, there are people saying he was going to be the best back the Eagles had. And he's a healthy scratch. They definitely could have used him, I think, Sunday. Boston Scott, I get it. You got to keep him because he's a kick returner, but there's got to be somebody else there. There's got to be somebody else there that you can do that with. Again, the wide receivers, they didn't see much of anything until later on in the game. Devontae Smith had a great touchdown. Jalen Hurts was not very Jalen Hurts-like. I don't know if it's so much to blame on him as it is with the play calling. Like I said, very conservative game plan. I thought they tried to run him when they shouldn't have run him. He had that big fumble at the end. Again, another run. I just don't understand why you're running him there. This is a team with a lot of offensive talent, and I get it. What makes Jalen special is that he can run. But when it's needed, the times that he ran, I just didn't get it. I just didn't understand it. Brian Johnson, to me, just had a very bad game plan going into that. And I'm sure, again, it's all the coaches. Sean Desai on the defense, I don't want to complain about the defense too much. Because realistically, the defense won the Eagles that football game. They had the Zeke Elliott fumble that led to the touchdown. Darius Slay with the pick six. It did annoy me that they couldn't get pressure on Mac Jones with 3 offensive line starters out of the game for the Patriots. And I said this earlier, and I wish I recorded it. Every time the Eagles last year played a team that was missing offensive linemen and they should have had a shitload of sacks, they didn't have much. Now, this last year they had 70 sacks on the year. This game, I think they had 1.5. It's just, that's not going to fly. It's not. So the defense, yeah, again, at the second half of the game, and excuse me if I'm stuttering, it's been a while since I've done this. Second half of the game, secondary just seemed to break down. Guys were open in the middle of the field, which is what we were worried about during the offseason. I don't understand why Justin Evans is on the field, number 30, safety for the Eagles. He sucked. Don't want to see him anymore. Sidney Brown has got to be better than he is. Reed Blankenship had some good plays, had some bad plays. Overall, again, the defense kind of won the game. Again, there were breakdowns. You did let these no-name wide receivers kind of put on a show for you. But again, this was like a preseason game for me. It was just like last year. And I don't remember if I was going off like I did right now, like I did last year, or vice versa, whatever I'm trying to say. But I'm just, it's weird because it's a win, and it almost feels like a loss, right? It almost feels like a loss. And we should be lucky. I mean, you look around the league. Kansas City loses terribly, right? A terrible loss. Cincinnati, terrible loss. I've heard all about the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields, terrible loss. And then just last night, all the hype that went into this New York Giant football team, Darren Waller, Jalen Hyatt, Danny Jones, man, this is his year. He broke out last year. They got their asses destroyed by the Dallas Cowboys. So yeah, for the Eagles to go on the road, 3rd year in a row, and get a W, I'll take it. They're 1-0. Now they have to play Thursday. There are some injury concerns. James Bradbury probably not going to play in concussion protocol. And this is a problem with these stupid Thursday night games. If it was Sunday, he probably could play, but he's not going to clear it by Thursday, so you're probably going to see Josh Jobe in there. I'm kind of okay with that. The kid showed some promise, and he's going to go up against rookie Jordan Addison, who looked phenomenal. Again, and talk about a team with a big loss. The Vikings had a big loss as well. They should have ran away with the game against Tampa Bay, but they lose that one. So they're coming in here not wanting to go 0-2. Big game coming up. Kobe Dean probably out for weeks. T.J. Edwards played all year without getting hurt. Kobe Dean could not make it through the game. So, big question mark there. Fletcher Cox, rib injury, seems to be okay. Kenneth Gainwell, same thing. It says ribs on the injury report. Seems to be okay. Eagles got a lot of questions to answer in a very short amount of time. Again, this is the part of the schedule I just hate. Just to have a Thursday night game so soon. But they got this preseason Week 1 game out of the way. They are 1-0, the defending NFC champions. And again, man, I don't know if that was the plan for it to be so conservative, but Thursday night at the Link, home opener, you might want to have some fireworks. That's all I'm saying. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Once again, it's been awesome. I feel comfortable doing this in front of you guys. I mean, it's just this is a piece of me that I love to do. And during the summertime, such a busy summer, I really didn't get to do it as much as I did. I did the draft and all that, but I'm back, and I'm going to do videos every week. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to do a week, as I am the editor of these videos as well, and as anybody that does YouTube can tell you, it takes a lot of time, and I try to be a perfectionist when it comes to this, because you guys deserve it. So, guys, thank you. Feels great. 1-0 Birds. And with that being said, everybody stay safe, stay healthy, go Birds, and I'll see you later.
B-A-T-L-E-S Eagles! B-A-T-L-E-S Eagles!
I need Eagle Nation to stand.